Welcome to second chapter, which is algebraic expression. This is one of the most important chapter if you are going to follow any type of academic career, or you are going to follow engineering career, or whatever career you are going to follow in which you will have mathematics. You have to study mathematics. This chapter is one of the most important chapter you have to consider, and you should know this chapter and the method which will be used in this chapter by. First, we'll start with the simplest lesson, which is simplifying algebraic expression. Then we'll move on to the next level. And I think I will not be able to complete this complete chapter in one lesson because literally this chapter is too much. And it is, if I will say, this chapter will be like 50 to 60% of your upcoming education system. I will not be wrong. Let's continue. First, we will have here simplifying algebraic expression. In simplifying algebraic expression, you have to know how can you add, subtract, or add or subtract. Mostly, how can you add or subtract terms? There is a term which is called like term. You know what is term? Term means any number separated by plus or minus sign. That will make it a term. For example, you have 2x plus 1. So here we have two terms. One is 2x and the second one is 1. And in between there will be a plus sign. So anything which is not in multiplication, it is a separate number by itself. It is called a term. All right. So while you are adding or subtracting anything, you should know anything which is like term means the term which will have same variable and they will have a same power. For example, if you had 3x plus 4 plus 5x plus, let's say it is 5x square plus 9x. So here, though we had same variable, but they are not like terms. These two are not like terms. The like terms are 3x and the like terms are 3x and this 9x. Why? Because it has x to power of 1. It also has x to power of 1. So that's why it is called like terms, because it has same power. All right, so now we will learn how we can simplify them. It's very simple. What you have to do, you have to look for the like terms. Once you find a like term, what you need to do, you have to just separate the like term and you will add them. But before that, you should know how to simplify it. You cannot add or subtract like terms based on the last chapter. See, I told you everything in mathematics at this level is linked. As I mentioned it to you before in the last chapter, if you want to simplify any algebraic expression, the first thing you have to do is you have to follow uh, either Bedima's rule or it is, sorry, it is Bedima's rule or Bedima's or there was another PDM. It was having different names, so it does not matter. So first of all, you have to look for the brackets. Can you solve brackets here? No, you cannot, because here you have 7k, it is just 8. Same thing here, you have a variable, but here it is just a constant number. So what you have to do now, you have to simplify it. How can you simplify? You have to distribute this 9, which is outside of the bracket, to each term inside. How many terms you have? You have one term and you have another term. So you have two terms, and same here, you have one term here, a negative sign, and another term. So whatever number you are having outside, you have to distribute that number to both numbers separately. This is called distributive property, which we learned in chapter 1. So it will be 9 multiplied by 7k plus 9 multiplied by 8, and here you will have plus 3. Once you will multiply inside, it will be 3 multiplied by k minus 3 multiplied by 10. Or you can also say like 3 multiplied by minus 10. It does not matter, it will bring you the same thing. Either you can write negative before or after. It does not matter in this case. So it will be 9 multiplied by 7 will be, I think, 63k plus 9 multiplied by 8, it will be how much? 72, 3k minus 30. Now you have to look which terms are like terms so you can add or subtract them. Here, if you look, it's very easy. Which term which is having a variable it is k. What is the power of this k? 1. Okay, you have to find any other k which is having the power 1, this one. So 3k and 63k, they are like terms. All right. So once you find the like terms, what you have to do now, you have to just look at their constant numbers, or you can say in mathematical term their coefficients. You will add or subtract them depending on their sign. So it means it will be 63. What is the sign you have? Plus 3, and you can write k, and a constant number will be added or subtracted with the other constant number depending on the sign. So you will have 72 minus 30. So it will be plus because the greater value have plus sign. 7 minus 3, it will be 4. 2 minus 0 will be 2. 63 plus 3 will be 66k plus 42. Is it clear? I think it's easy. So this is how we can do it. All right. So next thing, if you have the same concept, what you have to do, you have to use first of all distributive property. 7 will be multiplied with 1 and plus 7 will be multiplied with 9v. Then you have negative 8. So negative 8 multiplied by negative 5v and negative 8 multiplied by negative 6. 7 multiplied by 7 will be 7. 7 multiplied by 9, again it will be 63v. Now negative multiplied by negative, it will be positive. This negative multiplied by negative will be positive. 8 multiplied by 5, 40v. Negative multiplied by negative plus 8 multiplied by 6, 48. Now you have to look for the like terms. 7 is a constant number, 48 is a constant number. So you will add 7 plus 48 together. It's better to write them in this at this level. If you are practicing doing your knowledge, you can write them separately and solve them. Otherwise, at this level, you can directly from this point, you can directly sum up, look at the same common term and write the final answer directly. All right, so we have 63 and 40, it will be 103. Okay, it does not matter. I just added them directly here. So it will be 7 plus 48. It will be 55 plus 103. All right. I think it's pretty easy for you guys. So let me clear erase all so we can move to the next one. All right. So now we have such type of question in which we will be given, you can say, any statement in terms of it is an arithmetical operations, an arithmetical expression. But the problem here, we are looking at A, B, and C, and the values of A, B, and C are given. So it means actually it is an arithmetic operation expression, but we just need to make it arithmetic by plugging the value. All right. So first of all, we will write here. Let's not solve first. First, just plug the values, then we'll solve according to BDMAS rule. All right. So it will be negative 3 divided by 3 multiplied by A. What is the value of A? It is 1. Plus, what is the value of C? It is negative 4. Then, what is the value of B? It is negative 6 plus 5 minus, most of the students, they get confused when they see variables with the numbers. Oh, what is this? Even the values of a variable are given, so they get confused. So it's simply easy. What you have to do first thing, you have to plug the value. Now you plug the value, right? So after plugging all values, now this is an arithmetic expression, yani all numbers. So we have to follow the rule which is B Demas rule. What is Biedermann's rule? First, we will look at the brackets, but we have to start looking for from the left side. From the left side, and we'll move to the right side. From the left side, first of all, the thing you are having, it is a multiplication. So it is -3 divided by -3, it will be -1. All right. Inside the brackets, there anything to solve? No. First we have 1. Then +1 multiplied by minus, it will be -4. Then bracket -6 plus 5, it will be -1. Minus as it is, -6 plus 1, it will be -5. All right. Wait, there is nothing to do in these type of questions. Just follow the rules and go sequence by sequence. You don't need to think anything outside of it. So it will be -1. Now I cannot subtract them. Why? Because this 4 is going to multiply first, then I can solve with this one. So 1 will be as it is. -4 multiplied by -1, it will be +4. All right. Then we have negative and negative, it will be +5. So I can add them up. We will have -1 outside as it is. 1 plus 4, it is 5. And 5 plus 5, it is 10. So -1 multiplied by 10, it will be -10. All right. So I think these questions are very easy. What is the first thing you should be knowing? You should know how to add, or what is the concept of like terms, what to do when we'll get more than one terms. And the second thing is you should be focusing on Biedermann's rule. That's it. If you are following it, then it is very easy for you. Let's go to our next lesson of this chapter, which is polynomial operations. As we know, we have studied before, we have total 4 basic operators in mathematics: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. First of all, we look for addition and subtraction, then we'll go for multiplication, and at the end, we will go for division. And keep this in mind, it is just for polynomials. It is not for rational expression, just for polynomials. Polynomials means any term without a fraction. All right. So I just choose the hardest question in this lesson, so it will be easy. So you guys can do the practice, which I mentioned before. All the websites or all the, you can say, practice question you can take from Kuta software. I will upload the link in the description. So the first thing you have to do is the basic thing you have to keep this in mind. You have to follow Biedermann's rule and like term. All right. So y to power 3, it is not y to power 3. So directly you cannot add or subtract them. So this parenthesis or bracket, whatever you call it, it depends on which curriculum you have been studying. Some curriculum call them brackets, some curriculum call them parentheses. So y to power 3, 7, x to power of 4, I'm sorry, x to power of 4, y to power of 4, then plus the sign will be multiplied inside, minus, then x to power of 4, y to power of 3, plus 6, y to power of 3, plus 4, x to power of 4, y to power of 4, minus x to power of 4, y to power of 3. Then again minus sign will be multiplied. I'm using this minus distributive by distributive property, which will be -6 x to power of 4, y to power of 4. All right. Now remember the concept of like terms. Now we have to look for the like terms. Let's start from the left side, y to power 3. We have to look y to power 3. There is one y to power 3 here, but it also have x, so it is not same as that one. We are looking something only y to power 3. There is no other variable. All right. So we just found this 6y to power 3. There is no other. So we'll have y to power of 3 plus 6y to power of 3. What I'm doing, I'm collecting all like terms together so we can. But at this level, you can directly do it. Instead of writing y to power 3 plus 6y to power 3, you can directly write 7y to power 3 by adding their coefficients. All right, so then we have, let's go by sequence. Then we have -10 x to power of 4, y to power of 3. So we have this here. Again, negative x to power of 4, y to power 3. So you have 10 x to power of 4, y to power of 3, negative x to power of 4, y to power of 3. All right. So the remaining terms are x to power of 4, y to power 4 with negative 7 coefficient, and the same variable with negative 6 coefficient, negative 7 x to power of 4, y to power of 4, negative 6 x to power of 4, y to power 4. Now I combine all the like terms together, so it's easy to add or subtract them. 7, 6 plus 1, because when there is no variable, it means there is a 1 available here. We do not write 1. So 6 plus 1 is 7, y to power of 3. Then we have negative 10, and again there is nothing, it means it is a 1. So negative 1 and negative 10, it is negative 11 x to power of 4, y to power of 3. Then we have negative 7 and negative 6. It will be negative, negative, positive. 7 plus 6 will be 11 x to power of 4, y to power of 4. So if you want to take as anything as a common, this is a final answer which is also being accepted. But in case you have some fractions and you want to cancel out something by dividing, you can take anything common. The thing which will be common here, it is y to power of 3. It has y to power 3, has y to power 3. It also have y to power of 3, because it is y to power 4 means actually y to power of 3 into y to power of 1. When you multiply them, you will add their power. So it will be 7 minus 11 x to power of 4, negative 11 x to power of 4y. All right. So this is the final answer, but both answers are acceptable, this one and this one. If you guys have any question, you can ask in comments. I will reply to you. All right. So a similar question for the same concept. Let's do it together. First of all, what we have to do, we have to start from the left side from here, and we cannot add or subtract them inside the bracket. So just expand the bracket. U to power 3, v to power 4 plus 9u plus multiply by minus. You will use distributive property here. U to power 3, v to power 4. Recall what was distributive property. Distributive property is whatever number or whatever thing you have outside of the bracket, you will distribute that thing to each number separately. See? So plus multiply by minus, it will be minus 8u. Then plus multiply by plus, it will be plus 8u square v square. Again, distributive property, negative 8 u to power of 4, v to power of 2, then plus 8 u to power of 3, v to power of 4. Again, now in this question, I'm going to solve directly without writing combined terms together, like terms together. So first of all, I have negative 5 u to power 3, v to power 4. Do I have another u to power 3 or v to power 4? This one. U to power 3, v to power 4, this one. Negative 5, it will be negative 10 plus 8, so it will be negative 2 u to power of 3, v to power of 4. All right. So the next thing I have 9u and negative 8u. So you will have 9 minus 8, it will be plus u, as we do not write 1. Then at the end we have u to power 2, v to power 2, but we do not have any u to power 2 or v to power 2. Also, we do not have u to power 4 and v to power 4, so we will just write them as it is. 2 v to power 2 minus. Again, if you want to further simplify it, you can take some common, and if there is a fraction or something, you can do it. But still, this answer is also acceptable. All right. Now let's move to our, we studied how we can add or subtract polynomial. So the third operation we are having here is multiplication. Let's move to our third one, which is multiplication. In multiplication, if you get something like this, okay, what you have to do, you have to use distributive property. But in this case, distributive property will be a bit different. Why? Because before, whatever number you are having outside, for example, you are having 7 multiplied by x plus 6. So you had one number, I'm sorry, you had one number, and you are going to use distributive property by this number. So you are multiplying by this number to each number inside. But in this case, you have a binomial, means you have a two terms, and they are multiplying with another two terms or three terms or whatever they are multiplying with. So what you can do, you will choose this number. For example, I'm choosing the 7x. First, I will write 7x. I will multiply this 7x with all this number. Here we have binomial. You can have binomial, trinomial, or tetranomial, or whatever you are going to have. So you will multiply this first term with the given polynomial. Then you will use the second term, which is -6, and you will multiply. It is also a distributive property because I'm distributing this number to all of it, and I'm also distributing this number to all of it. So, so here, I'm sorry for this inconvenience. Now, I have to use this number, and I will use distributive property again. I will distribute this to first number, and I will distribute this to second term. So 7x multiplied by 5x plus 7x multiplied by 6. And the same concept here, I will use distributive property and distribute this -6 inside to both terms separately. 5x -6 multiplied by 6. Now, some students will do this mistake. They will say, oh, this is -6, this is +6, this will be cancelled. No, this is not addition or subtraction. This is multiplication. So you cannot cancel it. All right, so it will be 35x squared. If you have no idea how I got this, sorry, I got 30, it is 35. If you do not know how I got this 35, let me explain it to you a bit quick for the students who are having a problem in basics. So 5x, all right. So whenever you are multiplying, you will multiply constant number with constant number, means 7 multiplied by 5, and variable with variable. All right. So we know once we learn how we can multiply variables, whenever you are multiplying same variables, you will add their powers. For example, what is the power of this x? This x has a power of 1, and also this x has a power of 1. So once you will multiply, the rule is you will add their powers. So it will be 1 plus 1, which is x to power of 2. All right. So that's how I got 35x to power 2. Uh, and then 42x, because 7 multiplied by 6 and there is no x. And it's the same concept if you are multiplying numbers. 2 multiplied by 2, it means 2 is multiplying by itself twice. So I can write 2 to power 2. It's the same concept, by the way. So I'm not going into that. I believe most of you know, and I believe all of you know actually. That's why I'm not focusing on that much. All right, now we have 6 multiplied by 5. It will be, I believe, 30x. And then it will be 0. -6 multiplied by +6. Yes, it will be -36, not 0. Now, is there any like term we have in this expression? We have this x and this x. So it means both are like terms. So what you have to do, you have to just add or subtract their coefficient depending on the sign. So we have 42 minus 30. So it will be plus 12x minus 36. All right. So let's move to the next question. I think it is clear. It's pretty easy. The next question is having one term outside. So it's very easy. You have to use distributive property. I actually mistaken it. I was going to put this one before that one, but it happened, so no problem. So we'll have 6v. By using distributive property, you will distribute this 6v term which is outside to each term inside. Then plus 6v multiplied by 3 will be 6 multiplied by 2 and v multiplied by v plus 6 multiplied by 3 is 18, I believe. So it will be 12 v multiplied by v. I wrote it as u, it is v. So it is v square plus 18v. If you want to take anything common again, you will get the same thing. So this is your final answer. I hope it is very easy and clear for you guys. So let's move to our last operation, which is division. All right, for dividing, we have studied two types of division, long divisions. And if you guys have studied grade 11, so you have for sure. In American curriculum, it's grade 11. For Britain, I believe it is grade 10, synthetic division. And I'm not sure about Canadian or Australian curriculum. So there are two types of division, long division and synthetic division. So in this lesson, inshallah, we will be learning both these, long division and synthetic division. Then we'll move to our next lesson. So this chapter is actually a very big chapter and also very important. You will be using this chapter more than any other chapter throughout your calculus curriculum or throughout your, even you are going to follow engineering, you will be using these strategies and these methods to simplify your expression. All right, let's talk about this division by long division. Long division method. Long division is same as we have learned in our primary school, how we can divide. The only difference is in primary school you have studied division with numbers. Here you will be dividing by variables. Let's have a quick review how you used to divide by long division. For example, it is given you have to divide, let's say 18 divided by 3, let's say. All right. So you will keep this 3 outside, put 18 inside, or it will be very easy if you do 48. All right. So it will be easy to understand the actual concept. All right. So this 4 is actually greater than 3, right? So, and the closest number you can get from 3 is 3 itself, because 3 plus 1 is 4. So you will multiply by 1, you will get 3. You will change the sign. 4 minus 3 is 1. So you have remaining 1, and you will get this number from up. It will be 18. And we know 6 multiplied by 3 is 18, and you do not have any remainder. So it is equal to actually 16. All right. You will follow the same exact method in long division with polynomial operation expressions. So let's start. Let's get started. We have xm minus 8. We have m square minus 7m minus 11. All right. So the first thing you have to understand, or you should know, what is the highest coefficient, or sorry, highest power or variable you are having. It is m. And what is the coefficient of m? It is 1. All right. Inside, what is the highest degree? It is 2. And what is the leading coefficient? Mean the coefficient of highest degree, it is also 1. So how can you get from 1m to 1m square? To get the coefficient, you do not need to multiply with anything. It will be 1 already, whatever thing you will get. All right. So it means you need coefficient 1. What about the power? What is the power you are having? It is power 2. What is the power here? Power 1. I'm sorry. It is power 1 outside. With the divisor have power 1, the divisor has power 2. So how can you get power 2 from power 1? By multiplying it 1 power, right? Because m multiplied by m will be m square. So it will be m square. You will not stop here. You will multiply this m with this negative 8 also. Remember what you are doing here, you are multiplying this m with -8. Remember the distributive property, you will multiply with this one, you write the answer. Then you will multiply this m with -8 and you will write the answer. So it will be -8m. All right. So just recall when you used to divide, what you used to do, you used to change its sign or subtract them, right? So here you will change its sign. Let me change the color so it will be easy for you to understand what I did here. I will write it was positive, so I change it to negative. It was negative, so I change it to positive. All right. So m squared minus m squared, it will be cancelled. So -7m plus 8m will give you an m minus 11, because I'm writing this 11 negative down as I did it here. The same concept. All right. Okay. So now, what thing you are having inside is m. The thing you are having outside is also m. So do you need to multiply with any variable? No, because you have the same power inside and same power outside. So what about the coefficient? The coefficient is 1. The coefficient outside of the divisor is also 1. So just need to multiply with 1 with multiplicative identity. So it will be an m, then -8. Now again you are multiplying with -1 with this divisor. 1 multiplied by m, 1 multiplied by -8, it will give you a -8. Again, the same concept, you will change the signs. M minus m will be cancelled. -11 minus plus 8, it will give you how much? It will give you, think, it will give you -3. All right, so it means we can say m square -7m minus 11 divided by m minus 8 is equal to m plus 1, which is from here quotient, and minus 3 divided by m minus 8. Uh, okay, if you want, I can give, if you do not understand how did I write it, if you do not remember this long division method, no problem, I will write it here for you. Divisor divided by divisor will be equal to quotient, because some of my students always used to have problem. How did you write this? Quotient plus remainder. I'm sorry, I have to go back. Remainder divided by divisor. Sorry, it was divisor. Divisor is the thing inside. I just did a mistake. It is divisor divided by divisor. Divisor means which is being which is dividing. Divisor means which is being divided. Divisor. This is how we can write it. Or maybe later on you can find this equation. Divisor is equal to quotient multiplied by divisor plus remainder. It's the same concept, same thing. They just divided by divisor, so that's why it's like this. If you guys have any question till here, you can ask me in the comments. And next lesson will be about factorizing, one of the most very important lesson in all algebra. Literally one of the most, these three things are one of the most or the fundamental things of algebra if you are going to pursue your career, anything. This is one of the most important thing you will be knowing. Whenever you will get rational numbers or rational expressions, you have to go through it. Inshallah, we will go through these lessons in next video. For now, take care. Assalamu alaikum. If you have any questions, just write in the comment and I will try to explain in the comment, or I will make another video according to it.